I have a story that I can tell about what I called our hospital tourism, because we started in IHK, then we went to Zambia 2 times, then we went to Mulago, then we ended up in IHK, I'm in Mukwaya General. That is over a period of only 2 months. And why did we move from hospital to hospital? We started at IHK. The costs was insurmountable. I, on my own, could not bear them. And I could not start, I am a judge of the Court of Appeal, the Constitutional Court. I could not start going to ask for money to look after my husband. I had to find a way of looking after him. So we kept on going lower. We left that hospital. We went to Zambia Hospital. It had also become, I thought Zambia was a place where we could find refuge. It had also become more expensive. We left it and went to Mulago Hospital, and I can write a book about Mulago Hospital. It's called a specialized hospital. But it comes to a point, and this speaks to health care in this country. Let him who has ears hear. If on 6B, the private wing in Mulago Hospital, the government of Uganda can fail to provide you with a shot of insulin, and on the same 6B, you can fail to find an NG tube. You know an NG tube? These tubes they use to feed people. At the end of his life, Mr. Kakooza failed to eat. But you can come to a day where they tell you, oh, we are going to put an NG tube. Someone comes in the morning and says, oh, we'll put an NG tube. He disappears. The next person comes on duty and says, oh, we are going to put an NG tube, and he disappears. Then finally in the evening, someone comes and says, you know what? We don't have Mulago National Specialized Hospital. And I have to say this, John would not forgive me if I didn't say it, because he fought for the rights of others. I too have fought for the rights of others. It's my passion to fight for the rights of those who are vulnerable and cannot provide for themselves. So I want to say that yes, we have that hospital there, but I think it's just a monument. Something has got to give. You cannot take a CBC and it takes 24 hours for you to get a result, and you are in 6B, National Specialized Hospital, and then the tests, if you want blood work, they will tell you, we can do this one and we can do this one. The rest of them, please go outside and do them there. But it's called the National Specialized Hospital. It's supposed to be, I don't know what to call it. That is what it's supposed to be. So I stand here to thank those who have supported us in other ways. The friends of John, the children, they all stood beside me. My sister, my other sisters, my cousin, she was a voice of wisdom. My sisters and brothers, the judges, you encouraged me to go on. It was not easy. My spiritual parents, they told me, you see, when God calls you to do something, He always provides. And in this experience, I have seen God provide. I have seen Him provide more than I expected. So let us be compassionate as the Lord tells us to be. Let us be compassionate as John was, because John was compassionate. When I had just gotten married to him, people started coming. We looked after first sister, we looked after a brother, supporting others to look after him. We looked after the last sister, supporting others to look after her. He would always give. he was willing to give. The last brother who died, he had cancer. And he said, bring him, Kasumba mumulete, tumujanjabe. He didn't have much then, but he said, mumulete, tumujanjabe. He even prepared a room for him to stay. But Uncle Kasumba refused. He was one of those people who, I think he decided that he did not want to suffer the indignities of treatment and going through cancer. John was a great man. As a young woman, he was my knight in shining armor. He remains that in my heart.
Are you a woman with a small-scale business with a dream of growing it to another level? The GROW Project is here to support you in realizing your dream.
The GROW Project is a government initiative implemented by the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development and Private Sector Foundation Uganda with support from the World Bank.
We support women-owned businesses across the country to gain hands-on and business management skills through training within your location, business financing through grants and affordable loans, and infrastructure in your areas of operation to enable you to increase your productivity.
If you have a business that makes sales of up to 800,000 Uganda shillings per month, the GROW Project has the tools and resources to help you succeed. For more information, contact your district or city GROW focal person or call our toll-free line on 0800 307 777 to learn more about how you can benefit from the GROW Project's services.
The GROW Project, empowering women economically, transforming communities.
I see a full cathedral, and it just reflects how big my husband's heart was. Good afternoon, everybody. I stand here to make a vote of thanks on behalf of my family and of myself. I have known JB Kakooza from the time we were at the Law Development Center. That's where I met him. He was older than the class, and he exuded wisdom, as the children have said here. We all thought he knew more than we did, and for that we respected him. We did not strike up a friendship while there, but after we left, we entered into a relationship that progressed into a marriage. You have heard from Ben, and you have heard from Liz, but in the family, the biological offspring of Mr. Kakooza, please stand up. The biological ones. There are 6. We have 3 young men and 3 young women. I would say they are all handsome and beautiful. I didn't say this last night, but my husband was a handsome man. You can see the picture that reflects his countenance. He had that smile, that quiet smile, and we really looked through pictures to see that we get the smile that you see. It's quiet. Some people thought that when he looked at them like that, he was being condescending. But that was his countenance. And we accepted it, and we loved him the way he was. The children have said all they had to say, and I entirely agree. I concur, and I have nothing useful to add. I said a lot last night because when I talk about John, I can talk for the whole day. We had some happy moments at the beginning, but life became I can say maybe I was unable to understand him and we could not live together for long. But I stayed beside him. All those years since we got married, while we were together and even while we were apart, he was a friend and he remained a friend. Even when we disagreed, he remained a friend. And that gave me the courage to continue looking after him in hard times. I was committed to that, and I have come back here and brought him back to the church because we made a vow and I stood by that vow. John had many children. Ben has told you that he became his son. But there were many other sons and daughters. Please stand up. The sons and daughters of Mr. Kakooza. The sons of Frank Mwiriza, the daughters of Frank Mwiriza, the daughters and sons of Nalongo, the daughters and sons of Benon Kalemera. Please stand up wherever you are in the church. Stand up, because all those were John's sons and daughters. John was very generous. Generous to a fault, I think. And at the end of his life, at some point, he would say, I gave it all away, and now I have children, and I'm finding it difficult to provide for them. But I provided for others. And I told him, that's fine. The Lord asks us to give, we give. He rewards us in his own way. And the rewards are not in terms of things that we get in life. I believe that the biggest capital that we have in life is people. And John had people. He had social capital. He had many friends. He would fall out with them, I can assure you, and fall out very badly. And those of you who are his friends and are here in church, stand testimony to that. He would fall out with you, but he would get back to you, and life would continue with you as a friend. I'm standing here with my cousin. This is Flavia Navgere Munaba. Flavia introduced John to my family when we went for the introduction ceremony. This is my sister. She follows me. She's Esther Mulyagonja. Flavia became a politician. She's Honorable Flavia Munaba. Christine here, we call her Christine, but at work she's known as Esther. There are many Esthers in the family, but at work she's known as Esther. I'm also Esther. We have many Esthers. There's also another Esther who is known as Esther. In every family in my father's home, there is an Esther. Flavia is significant. She has been a voice of wisdom. Christine is also very significant. She has helped me to mentor, to nurture, to look after my children. So these are very important people in my life. That's why they are standing here. But I stand here to thank everybody who has made a contribution to John's life. I'm grateful to the doctors, Mulago Hospital, Zambia Hospital, and finally Mukwaya General Hospital for the tireless efforts and compassion.
Are you a woman with a small-scale business with a dream of growing it to another level? The GROW Project is here to support you in realizing your dream.
The GROW Project is a government initiative implemented by the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development and Private Sector Foundation Uganda with support from the World Bank.
We support women-owned businesses across the country to gain hands-on and business management skills through training within your location, business financing through grants and affordable loans, and infrastructure in your area areas of operation to enable you to increase your productivity.
If you have a business that makes sales of up to 800,000 Uganda shillings per month, the GROW project has the tools and resources to help you succeed. For more information, contact your district or city GROW focal person or call our toll-free line on 0800 307 777 to learn more about how you can benefit from the GROW project's services.
The GROW project, empowering women economically, transforming communities.
So I thank you for coming here. Special thanks go to the Archbishop, Kampala Archdiocese, Bishop Semogerere. He has always stood by me. He understood it all. And last night he was there to say a special mass for his friend, John. But I also became a friend. And he has always been there. When things are hard, I would run to him. The same with the Cardinal, Emmanuel Wamala. Was a good friend of the family. These are clergy who would come into our home. We talk, we have meals. Those are some of the happy moments I remember. So I want to thank you all for coming here. And I thank these great women for standing by me and helping me with the children. And I thank John for the happy times that we had. But most of all, I thank him for being a nationalist and for being a compassionate and caring man. Today we bid farewell to him. You children that John has brought up, the children, his offspring, and the others, tear a leaf out of Uncle John's life, out of the way he lived, and run forward with it. If you do that, we will all make a better world. I thank you very much for listening to me.
Webale nnyo nnyabo, webalire ddala ebigambo ebirungi by'oyogedde ku mwagalwalo.